Morning everybody, I'm in the shed now. Sunday's Q&A, which incidentally is being recorded on a Saturday because I've got a weekend booked away with the missus, which is lovely. It's my birthday recently and a kid bought us a weekend break in a hotel type thing, but I've gone for the front room because I had to go and do some stuff up the yard, sort out some stuff with one of the drivers, and now there's people in the front room. The in-laws will turn up soon, I should imagine. So anyway, so yesterday, this is probably going to be the main comment, I should think. Firstly, a couple of things. Firstly, I've done the video with Darren on Friday. Darren will also have more of that video because he recorded it as well. He's got kit, he's got GoPros, and I can barely stretch the selfie stick. But I'll just it's technology. Just press record, works fine. But so if you go to Darren's channel, which is, I've checked it out, it's called That Trucking Vlog, you'll see more of us, probably an edited version because he's good at this kind of stuff, just sitting there talking. And yeah, check out his channel, particularly if you're into the truck side of things or the haulage side of things. That was a question today, actually. We'll get onto that one. Yeah, so that was that. And then on Mr. Deefer's comment, a couple of other things. I mean, Mr. Deefer, like I say, he's obviously a well clued up, switched on person. He was very, very kind in one of the comments. He said, "You have a lovely home, well done." Thank you very much. I bought it 15 years ago when I started. I've been doing the markets then, and like I say, back in the 80s, well, back in the 80s, early 90s, particularly the London markets, we were smashing it. And I bought it when they were handing out street, mortgages on street corners, and it's been a struggle to keep it, I'll be honest with you. I've had heartache, pain, and in fairness, if you want to hear about stuff, if you want to know about some of it, you can read about it in the book that I wrote, which is called Should I Go On, Mum? By Peter Coath, and it's available on Amazon. £7 for the hardback and 99p for the electronic copy. You don't have to read it. I'll be honest with you, Darren, I was sitting with yesterday, he said, "I never read a book in my life." He's read it twice. He said it's just honest, and it's just like the channel, really. Literally reading the book is just like listening to me. I write as I talk. I just use longer words sometimes. But you don't have to. Might not be for you, but if you do want to read it, it's called Shall I Go On, Mum? By Peter Coath, which is Coath, that's me. And it's available on Amazon. Right, there you go. But yeah, Mr. Davidson, comment on the house. Thank you very much. And yeah, I've done your reply, mate. That's the longest reply I've ever done to a comment anymore. And I mean it. I mean everything I say. If you've got any questions, anybody out there, the best thing I've decided, the best thing to do, because it's just too tricky, call me. My number is 07970 723 884, and I'm largely available Monday to Friday, 9 to 5. And if you just want to ring for a chat, or if you want to ring some advice, if you want to ring well, if you want to ring me something, we don't. But there I am. So I'm there if you need me. Okay? What we got to say about yesterday's rant? Yeah, it's kind of, this thing is going to go on forever. It's already in the comments now. There won't be many because I've only done it like an hour ago. There'll be people that are going, "Yeah, that's exactly right. That's what the CX is." And then there are going to be people that are going, "No, the CX is not like that. It's an absolute nightmare. Don't join it." The truth of the matter is everyone's got their own opinions. Some people like blue, some people like Brussels sprouts, some people like walking. Everybody's different. And at the end of the day, like Tommy Lee Jones says, I don't care. Make your own minds up. The one thing I will say is my favourite reply so far is from Alan, who isn't my business partner, incidentally. At least I don't think he is, because he does put comments on, but he puts it on some pseudonym. Alan, if you're out there and you're not my business partner, let me know. And he said, and this is pretty much it, the truth of the matter is the CX is not perfect, but it's your best shot, I think. And his point is, man and van, £25 a month. CX, £60 a month. Man and van, 1 to 4 jobs a month. CX, 1 to 4 jobs an hour. You get more than that. It's basically about right. So it's your call. Yeah, join what you like, do what you like. I've never said just join the CX. Talk to your neighbours, talk to your friends, get it out on social media, get it out on Facebook. Any possible way you can to take money. And that's the only way you're going to get end users anyway, because you can't get end users on the CX. But in the meantime, if you haven't got work and if you need a backload, it's your best shot. That's the sides of it. Anywho, what else we got to talk about? Let's not keep going on about this. Loads and loads of different questions here. Oh yeah, on the old video with Darren, Steve Davis. Yeah, it's a Brokeback mountain of trucking. Not really sure where to go with that one, Steve. I kissed him and I said, "Hey boy, don't you ever leave me again." Don't know why I keep doing accents. I've got to stop doing that. Jason Burke, who gets the top bunk? I don't know what's going on. When we had to go with the school and stuff like that, I always like going on the top bunk because I enjoyed climbing the ladder. There you go. Trucker 2 says he's just got his Class 1 licence. He's booked. He's got his Class 1 licence booked. If you're going to get your Class 1 licence booked and you're into haulage, and there is, Darren's your man, go talk to him. What's his channel again? That Trucking Vlog. Yeah, so that's it now. I've got loads and loads of sporadic questions. I kind of started writing this and I've got all over the shop ready. So anyway, we're just going to smash these ones out, I think. Chris. Trucking again. Does the CX cover Arctics? Darren's your man for that one. I think basically, as far as I understand it, everything on the CX that I'm on, which is the that's the small fleet courier exchange owner driver app, goes up to about a 7.5 tonner, and I could be wrong on this one, so I'm ready to get educated. But there's up to a 7.5 tonner we list, but you can't know that's not true. You can list above that. And also you've got the thing called the haulage exchange. So there's the courier exchange and the haulage exchange. The courier exchange, I think, focuses more on smaller vans. The haulage exchange focuses on bigger vehicles. But yes, no, there are trucks out there doing it. It's all different types. You can be a one-man owner driver. You can be a shipper. You can use it as a platform to control your drivers, which is what we do. Or you can, there's haulage, there's all sorts. Best people to talk to is them. Ring them. Speak to Will. He's the guy, Alternatively, like I say, anybody who wants to put me straight, as usual, I will show my ignorance. Leave it in the comments, I'll pass it on. Eddie Roberts is thinking about it. But if you want to talk to me, Eddie, talk to me. I'm going to leave my number in the notes. It's 07970 723 884. Ring me between 9 to 5, Monday to Friday. If you want to talk to me, I'll talk to you. I'll be honest with you. Pantagolist Apollonist, I'm seriously, mate, really. Is it worth joining for Saturdays? Right, here's another one. Everyone thinks I'm just promoting the CX. Is it worth joining? He's working 9 to 5, he's working Monday to Friday, wants to run at weekends. Is it worth joining the CX for Saturdays? No. There you go. No, it's not, because there's not a lot of jobs on a Saturday. And the chances are, if you do get a job, say for example you get London to Manchester, they're still only really going to want to pay, if it's a long wheelbase, they're going to want to pay normal rates. So you pay on a mile, you might be lucky, you might get it for like a couple of £100. But then there's a very good chance, because it's a Saturday and there's not so many jobs out there, that you're coming home empty, which means you're running at 50p a mile and a long wheelbase, and then you take your X's out of it. Oh, and also, if you're only going to work, you really want to be running, from early Monday to late Friday. If you get a job on a Saturday, you can get jobs occasionally. Brilliant. I mean, a couple of our drivers, they do the long jobs, and one guy in particular, he loves it. He'll get it at 4 o'clock in the morning and drive up to Scotland, and he'll get good money for that. And then he doesn't care if he comes home empty. It's possible, but I personally think if you're only going to run one day and that day's a Saturday, I would say no. What else have we got here? Damien Luton go Man and Van. He did his first trip to Scotland, I hope, and then had a bit of a bug. Hope the trip went well. Hope you're feeling better. Mark Lachlan said he joined and he's happy, and he left a comment. There you go. Don't take it from me. Look in the comments. Wasn't me who did it. C11 Ian, hello mate, how you doing? Yeah, in answer to the thing about what happens if the shipper says they don't pay for the first 90 minutes. Well, his advice on this, and like I say, I take the lead from you guys out there. I'm standing on the shoulders of giants here, guys. People have been doing it much longer than me. They're clued up. He said if it says no waiting time for the first 90 minutes, just add 90 minutes into the price of the job. So say, for example, the job was 100 miles let's say, I don't know, 100 miles small van. 65, 70 quid, but it's going to have waiting time where you're going to add on waiting time for small van, an hour and a half. I'd add on probably about 15 and about maybe 25, 30 quid. So 65, 70, you're going to quote that job 90, 95, or ring them and go, look, it says you don't pay waiting time for the first 90 minutes. Am I going to be waiting for 90 minutes? And then they'll go, well, no, it's ready, and you'll get loaded straight away. So, well, fine, in that case, I'll give it for this price. So, but if I am waiting for 90 minutes, I'm going to have this price. Or I'm going to quote you this. I'll tell you what I'll do. I'll quote you the 90 quid, but if I get loaded quickly, I'll ring you straight back and you can have it cheaper. Talk to people. You know, they're human beings out there. You can reason with them. You know, it's kind of the way the system works. Another one. Yeah, Mr. Deefer and JX. Again, Mr. Deefer again. Thanks very much for your comment about the house and stuff, and also for your opinion. I value everyone's opinion as long as it's constructive. I don't care. I've got questions, but there's too many questions to answer. A lot of the time I'm repeating myself, and there's too many questions to answer on a video. Call me. The number's in the notes. Right, what else we got? Roadrunner. He said, don't tell people not to go to hospitals. I didn't say don't go to hospitals. I was trying to prepare people for the fact that hospitals are not as easy as some jobs. But that's the truth all over. You know, some jobs you're just going to roll up and they're going to put like the table, they'll put it straight on, you're going to roll up the next place, you're going to find it instantly, you're going to find the next place instantly, you're going to take it off. Some places are going to be a nightmare to find. Hospitals, like airports, like some distribution centres, and like alcohol jobs, tend to be trickier. JCB tends to be trickier because you can be waiting for a long time, but it doesn't make it impossible. It just tends to be trickier. I did the video about the hospitals because if you have got to do a hospital, there's 2 or 3 things that you can do to make your life easier, but certainly do deliver to hospitals. People are waiting for drugs. I had to deliver a centrifuge once, and the guy told me as I'm dragging his centrifuge in, he said this is what they do to test the blood for the people in the hospital. He said we've got 2 centrifuges in the hospital, one of them is broken, so we've got one working centrifuge. He said if the other centrifuge breaks down, we have to shut the hospital because they can't work without it. At which point 2 things sprung to my mind. A, I don't believe you, because people are still sick and lying in beds. What are you going to do? Send them home? And B, if it's that important, why have you only got 2? Probably because they cost millions of pounds. But still, if something that's vital, have more than 2. You know. So anyway, but yes, you've got to deliver hospitals. You've got to deliver all over the place. Stuff needs taking, and that's something I do like about the job. You do get a certain sense of satisfaction. You drop something off and people are happy and they go, thanks mate, we've been waiting for that. We need this. We can crack on now. Or oh, thank God. And you think, cool, I made that happen. Like ants. I say, like ants, if we work together, what we could achieve. Longfinger, yep, that's it. Longfinger, can I give you the intricate details of Vengo? And he calls me the mouth from the south. Not sure about that. I've had worse nicknames. In fairness, I have had worse nicknames. I'll be honest, I don't get involved. I thought I was going to get involved in the shipping side of things more. But what tended to happen is, first of all, I thought I would be doing it from, while on the go. And I found out very quickly, you can't do it when you're on the go. You need somebody dedicated, sitting in an office with a phone line, who knows what's going on. So that's where we got Gemma involved. And she's the person to speak to about this. And they know all the other behind the scenes things. They worry about all the financing and the invoicing kind of stuff that I used to do. We pass that one off. That all goes on over there. There will come a time. I mean, they cancelled their holiday. I was supposed to be doing it in October, and we're so fledgling company. They thought, well, no, we ain't going to go now. But there's going to come a time in January, February, well, I will have to take a week off work and go into the office. When I do, and I've figured it out, mate, I'll pass it all on. But at the moment, I am still pretty much owner driver. I like to say, I do the van jobs. I focus mainly on the end user customers, because when we get them, I want to make sure the job's done right, and I want to figure it out before we put one of our drivers on it. And but basically, I'm just still driving the van and doing the videos. And the truth of the matter is, I don't know if I'll ever get out of a van. I don't do well in offices. I'm kind of, like I say, I was 25 years standing on the street outside, and now out in a van, which is not in an office. I had to do that. I didn't have to. I did that meeting with the CX, and I spent a day under strip lights. And I was so tired when I come out of it. It's just not really for me. And bearing in mind the fact that if I'm going to focus on the best jobs and get the dream jobs and cherry pick the jobs, I can do the nice jobs. I can do a bit of time behind the scenes on the computer when I get home, I suppose. I still do that. Like finance and all that kind of stuff. But again, I'd rather pass that one over, get me head out of that. But I don't know if I'll ever get out of a van, to be honest with you, mate. I don't know. So, but when I do have to do the office, mate, as soon as I know, I'll pass it on. Luke Time says Road Warrior has apparently doubled its price. Dirty Evil Robin, I'm not going to say next one. Yeah, I mean, I find Road Warrior is the best app to plan multi-drops, but I never really do multi-drops. I mean, you can have it for free. You can do up to 10 drops for free. And all I do is I work out the drops. If I've got to do 5 or 6 drops, I do it, and then I delete it. And the next time I do it, I delete it. I am sure there are route planners out there, and I'm sure there are route planners out there, whether they be a desktop or an app version, and I'm sure they're out there, and I'm sure they're for nothing. But I don't do multi-drop particularly, and when I do, it tends to be already set up for me. So they'll give me the run sheet, and I just do the run sheet, unless I've had a couple, like a Mitsubishi Houston, which is ridiculous, where one was sort of like delivered to London drop, then a Reading drop, then a London drop. I go, no, I'll do the 2 Londons and then I'll go to Reading. That makes no sense. So, I mean, if it's glaringly obvious, I jump on the road warrior and do it myself. But normally the run sheet sets it out for me. But if anyone out there knows the best, or I take opinions, I take, pass it all on. What's the best app for multi-drop people? And presumably one that don't cost a fortune would be great. Tiffysoft Cornwall, he's going into retirement. He wants to do that kind of, the sort of just the Uncle Albert man in a van type thing, a bit of pocket money, get away from the wife, I assume. Mate, when you start, good luck. Like I say, any questions? Numbers in the notes. And he said it would be good for the younger drivers to maybe think about getting a little pension. So yeah, if you are thinking about doing this for a long time, don't be like me. Oh, you know that story with the cricket and the ant, when the ant works all summer and puts the food away, and the cricket just dances around in the sunshine, and the winter comes and starves to death. Yeah, I'm the cricket. I read the story. I know I was doing it. I'm still doing it. But yeah, be sensible, guys. Plan ahead. Don't be like me. You don't want to grief ride. It's in the book. Shall I Go On, Mum, by Peter Coates, available on Amazon. Good read. What else we got? Steve Davis. I love your comments, mate. Fantastic. He says, don't you love it when you... That's the in-laws. Don't you love it when you turn up and it's a windscreen? I mean, I've had a few, I'm like, ooh. But I've got the blankets on board. If it's a windscreen, I tend to blanket the floor, gently lay the windscreen down, throw blankets over the top of the windscreen, which is kind of pointless because nothing's going to fall from the ceiling. It's in a van, but it looks nice for the customer when you turn up and you whip the blankets off. Here's your lovely windscreen. I've had McLaren windscreens on my van before. I've had McLaren, I've had Aston Martin. Fortunately, they were packed in boxes. So they was in little wooden boxes so that they couldn't get smashed when they come. It was kind of, I just had to strap them to the sidewall. But yeah, Steve, keep the comments coming, mate. You make me smile. Mohammed Amar, can you work with a lease or rented van? Yes, you can. Of course you can. I would say be careful, because you've got your CX membership to take out, you've got your waiting for invoices to take out. The problem with leased and rented vans is a lot of them, they want to limit the amount of miles you're going to do. So make sure that you've got written in the lease that you've got to do a reasonable amount of miles. Unless you're going to get a lot of run around Londons. My mate, 2 Grand Tony, he's kind of, he does that. Unless you're going to do lots, because London, you can get decent money for jobs, and you're not going to do a lot of miles because it's not going very far. But if you're going to be like, if you're anywhere else in the country, if you want to make the money, you're going to be running. If you're going to be running, you're going to put the miles on the van. And they don't want you to put the miles on the van, because otherwise you'll lease it or you'll rent it for 3 years' time. And in 3 years' time, you give them back a van that's done 250,000 miles. It's not worth anything. So then they're going to want to charge you a fortune, and then you can find yourself in a situation that by the time you've taken out your membership and your diesel and your rent on the van, there ain't that much money left. So I recommend buying a nearly new, the best you can afford van, and just get the best, cheapest van you can and go in that way. You can lease a van. Some of our guys lease vans, they're still doing okay. Be careful. I'll look. Yeah, anybody got any comments? Particularly Ian, hello mate. Always appreciated. Franz Van Schwalk, who's a guy I actually speak to and joined the CX because he watches the videos and he's happy. He's doing okay, he's got himself a nice tidy van. He's sensible geezer. He said he was talking about job pays, and he says it's ridiculous. There's one on there, job pays 60 days from the end of the month, which means if you do it on the 1st, you ain't going to get paid for 90 days if they pay on time. And he said, and the job required, and I've had this before, and it was a bit, there's a guy there, POD's required within 3 days of doing the job. And I can't help thinking, hang on, You know, so I've got to get home. I might get home late. I've got to process it, put it in the post. I tended to do mine at the end of the week. I still would have done it at the end of the week. That to me sounds like an excuse, like, well, we're going to pay you late because we didn't get the paperwork in. So be careful. That kind of thing is a little bit of a trap there, a little bit of a mine. If it says that in the notes, think twice about that job maybe. Or if you are going to quote it, make sure you quote it for decent money. That's what I would say on that one. NC Turbulence says he wishes the same thing, wishes the long pay was abolished. I think they're working on it. I think they're aware of the fact that no one likes it, and I think they are working on it. Problem is, every shipper's got his own rules. It's just a platform. So, okay. Okay. Are we at the end of this now? Yeah, I think we are pretty much the end of it. Yeah, the final note goes to Smithy UK, who said on the mannequin in the background, said you want to position the hands, they look a bit funny. Yeah, kids. That's Steve, by the way, the wooden mannequin. You can't see him on here because we're in the shed brief, but if you're over in the front room, the wooden mannequin in the background is Steve. And we got him because he was in the local art shop down in Leighton Buzzard. And the wife was walking past one day and she said, they've got this great big, you know, like them wooden men that you draw in art class and all that kind of stuff. And they said, we've got this guy in the background. And he's got this wooden man in the window. And I said, that looked fantastic in a gaff. So I've gone, okay. I said, I'm going and ask him how much. I've looked back, this is back in the day when I was on the markets, and the markets were good. And I said, go and ask him how much they are then. So she's come back in, and I spoke to her the next day, and she says, you'll never guess what. She says, I've gone in that shop, and she said they're normally 750 quid for one of them things. She said, but the people in the shop are going, we're redoing our window display and we want to sell it. You can have it for 250 quid if you like. And being a market trader, I've jumped straight in and said, offer £200 cash. Then there was a silence, and I looked at her and I went, you've already said yes, haven't you? And she went, yeah. So I went round in the Hilux pickup, the X-Reg, the old one, like the Top Gear one, and I picked it up. And he's been with us ever since, Steve. And he's been dressed, and believe me, those hands have done loads of rude gestures. Not by me. So anyway, that's it. Sunday Q&A on Saturday. I'll post it tomorrow. Please carry on with the comments. Like I say, you guys can have the complete argument between yourselves now, or whether the CX is any good or not any good. I've told you the truth. Believe me, don't believe me. And if you want to talk to me, 07970 723 884, Monday to Friday, 9 to 5. I'll talk to you. Why don't you watch the videos, do the research, talk to me, make your own mind up. I think that's probably best. And whatever you do, be happy, take care, take money.